can open the meeting. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, thank you. I'll start with a roll call. Patrice Scott is here. Butch Cushing.
Present.
Howard Burnham.
Present.
Present. Freeman Plummer is not here, excused. Omer C. Ahern Jr.
Present.
Is present. Okay. And our alternate, Tom McLaughlin, is waiting in the wings. Okay. So has everybody had a chance to look at the draft of our minutes? I found 3 corrections to make. The first one is under the call to order on page 1. It lists 6:30 as our start time. It was 7 p.m. Okay, it looks like it was just a form. And then on the on the second page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullets down. Mr. Steve Tatum is we need to insert son-in-law of the property owner. That's what he has as he identified himself. And then under the please note, the public is invited to attend all meetings of the zoning board. Okay. And with those corrections, anybody see anything else?
I saw 2, even though I really wasn't involved in this. The absent excuse should be Omer C. Ahern Jr.
Okay.
Would please.
Members present. Yep, Junior. Okay.
And then, and I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying close attention. Did you catch the, under new business, the first white 0, and the second line that starts out the purchase of sale? Shouldn't that be purchase and sale agreement between his clients?
Yeah, and.
Yeah,
Did you catch that? Did you catch that?
No, I didn't catch that
Okay.
one. Purchase and sale agreement. Yeah.
And let me
Purchase and
see.
sale.
I don't think I caught any others. But I can't, I'm gonna have to abstain from them anyway, because I wasn't
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes as corrected.
Okay.
Second it.
Butch seconded. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Thank you.
Abstain.
Okay, approved. And Omer abstained. Okay. All right, now we also have a letter requesting to move, to continue the hearing that we heard the last time, application of Plymouth White Properties LLC. If we could continue that until our hearing on July 11th, 2017, and it's explained to us that all of the necessary testing couldn't be done, and they didn't have a chance to get their application filed with the planning board yet, so the request is for the date certain in July, where they hope to have everything in order.
I make a motion, we continue the meeting on July 11th with the stipulation that the butters be notified.
Okay,
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Abstain.
Homer abstains, okay? So with, let's note that stipulation that abutters be notified. Okay. All right. Next thing. So we have now a public hearing on case number 230-006 for a variance. A request for relief from Article 4, Section 402A, height regulations and exceptions. Relief requested from a height limitation by Alex Ray, owner of parcel 230-006. The parcel is located on US Route 3 in the agricultural zone. All right, I would ask Mr. French is here to present.
Madam Chairman, point of order, should I step down from this because I need to recuse myself? Actually, I have 2 relatives who are abutters.
Okay, well, if you,
I'm going to step down.
if you feel you could not be impartial.
No, I'm going to recuse myself. I'm just saying.
Okay,
Do you
all
want?
right,
Can I
then.
continue to sit here, or do I need to leave the?
Yeah, I think it's better if you go in the audience
All right,
then.
I will. No.
Thank you. Yeah, just
No
you can
problem.
leave everything and, just so
All right,
it's clear.
Mr. French, I didn't.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's clear to the audience. Okay, so we have 3 members here, and the first thing I need to ask, Kevin, is if that's okay with you, if you'd like to present, or if you'd like to wait until another time to have a full board.
No, this is fine.
Okay, thank you.
And I made some reduced copies, but I don't know if
Okay.
you want these. 'cause they're the
Sure.
same as those, and they
Okay, I could look at a little one.
don't show
Thanks.
each one. Better, obviously.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I have.
Oh, that's good.
Pictures of it in its
cool.
original state,
Oh,
so I
neat.
didn't put
Okay.
it in it.
Yeah, look at that. It's yellow. Double door.
Kevin French, and I'm representing Alex Ray on this variance request. And just to give you a little history of it, as you know, Alex is the owner of the Italian farmhouse. It's on 327 Daniel Webster Highway. And at the present time, the restaurant seats about 100 people, and he's used the greenhouse out back for events. And at this time, Alex has purchased a barn, which you have photos of, which he has disassembled. It was a barn in Canterbury, and supposedly the oldest barn in Canterbury, and if not, certainly one of them. And he has disassembled that and moved it. Right now, it's actually sitting right here on the adjacent lot, which Alex owns, which is the former McDonald property. What he wants to do is to replace the use that presently has a greenhouse for, and rebuild that building on this lot, and then use that for functions. And it will be about 125 person increase in capacity, and the greenhouse won't be used for events anymore. He may keep it for actually using it as a greenhouse, but it won't be used for events. So the idea is to do this building, which will all be self-sufficient and everything else. The reason that we've made application for this for site plan review. The reason we're here tonight is because that building in its original state is 47 feet tall, which is, is 12 feet over the 35-foot limit. And so we're in here asking for the variance in order to reconstruct the building in its original form. I suppose I can go through if you want, I can go through the line items if you'd like, the criteria, one by one. One thing to note is just to point out, this is, although it's about 4.5 stories tall, the first story will be basically below grade. And the average, it says on here, the average grade level will be about 5 feet. And the only floors that will be occupied will be the basement level and the two above it. The main floor, and then there will be a mezzanine area up here. So, which that takes you up to about 24 feet to the top. And everything above that will just be open barn, and of course there'll be, things like heating ducts and sprinkler system and things like that up there. But the habitation will only go on these 3 floors. So, going through the criteria, we didn't feel that this would diminish the value of any surrounding properties. In fact, I'd make the argument it might actually enhance them, because this building will be restored, obviously better than it was originally, and certainly better than it was recently. It's, typically, because it's a barn, typically barns are larger than, the normal surrounding residential units and anything anyway, and it's kind of in keeping with, the Ahern barn that's right down the street. And it will not be contrary to the public interest. Basically, by redoing it, modern fire features will be incorporated into the building, and it will allow it to be preserved and giving it, a new life for present-day use. The hardship would be if we couldn't reconstruct it this way. Right now, it's all, obviously, the timbers were taken apart, they're all numbered, and they reassemble in the same manner. It would be completely reworked to get it down to a 35-foot height, and it would, not only would it hurt the structural integrity of it, it would change the physical aspects of it as well. And we think it would do substantial justice because it would allow us to use a building that had, could be reused and kind of recycled and refurbished into a modern use. And it wouldn't be contrary to the ordinance because basically the 35-foot limit on it is for human habitation and also for fire safety. And this building there'll be a sprinkler system in the building anyway, so fire safety won't be an issue. And like I said, the habitation will be only in the first 3 floors anyway. So with that said, if you have any questions, I'd certainly answer what I could.
Does anybody have any questions for Kevin? I think you did a good job laying it out. And I was happy to know, what was the name of it, or do you know what year it was built in, the barn was built?
I do not.
You
That's
don't?
a good
Okay.
question.
Yeah,
but
because
I
I
don't know.
just want to know, because
I don't-
mine was 1870, so I know it's probably older than that.
I think, yeah,
200 years.
Yeah.
yeah. That's a
Yeah,
good question.
It's
though.
always interesting to me, just, and to preserve.
Try to have that answered by the planning board meeting.
That's okay, it's just curious.
I can, after the meeting, there is a short online video that details this via
Oh.
the construction company that took it apart. It's very interesting
Oh,
to see
neat.
it. Yeah.
Okay, and the name of it was, I wrote it down.
Beverly? It's like Beverly?
Beverly?
No, it's with a P, but it's.
Peverly Barn, yeah, okay, or Peverly. Okay, well, any questions for Mr. French? No, I think you did a good job, so thank you. All right, why don't I open the public hearing and ask if there's anybody here who would like to speak in favor of the project?
Yes.
We have Frank Miller.
Frank Miller, butter to the property.
Okay. And a
And
butter.
I am a butter
Great.
and a citizen of town. And I have 7 points that I would like to bring forward.
Okay.
One is the proposed addition of this structure would add to the value of the neighborhood and the town of Plymouth. The structure would be a benefit to the community as it would provide a much nicer and unique place for private gatherings. Considering the unique setting of the existing farmhouse located in the agricultural zone, the addition of this new structure would be a compatible companion use to the existing structure already located on the property. The location of the structure takes advantage of the grades, which are 8 to 10 feet below the grade of Route 3, which is your public right-of-way. The design and use of this structure requires it to be higher than normal and is in keeping with the character of the proposed use and location within the neighborhood. A similar structure is down the road on Route 3, Ahern's Barn. Granting this variance would not injure anyone. And finally, the proposed location and use of this structure would be in compliance with the spirit and intent of the zoning ordinance of Plymouth and the state's development plan, Chapter 9:A1, Item 12, to protect cultural and historic resources and to assist in their rehabilitation and preservation to assure availability of future generations. And I think I would like to see, and there is a rationale for granting this variance. I believe it meets all of the criteria for getting a variance. So, thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Do you want to give a copy to our planner? That would be wonderful. Very thoughtful, thank you. And I don't see anybody else present that would like to say anything, so I will close the public hearing. Okay, now, do we need to have some findings?
Let's use Frank's.
I'm sorry?
Let's use Frank's findings.
Yeah, adopt
They're pretty
Frank's.
comprehensive.
Okay.
Adopt Frank's findings.
Right, but I also wanted to note, I thought it was interesting that Frank noted the lower level.
Yeah, that's true from the street.
And I just have to say, based on Kevin's presentation too, I feel it's one of the few real variances I can actually support, and I see the need for it.
One over drinks after this.
I know. The fact that it's higher, but it's only going to be, the people are only going to be on the lower level, and the fact that it goes down, there's a big dip down there too. And I think it's a wonderful thing that Alex is trying to preserve a piece of New Hampshire, architecture again. And it certainly will be an improvement to that area. So I agree we should adopt Frank's findings, and I'm trying to remember, there was one that I just wanted to note that actually I do think it would be a hardship that you presented in trying to, cut up
You
the
lose the
planks.
structural integrity of the building,
Yeah,
yeah.
it just wouldn't be a thing. So I actually think you meet the criteria for a hardship here.
I'd like to add too that maybe we note that Frank was the only one out of all the abutters that showed up.
Right, and,
he
yeah.
spoke for it, so.
Frank spoke in favor and is a butter. So, okay, well, I think that handles our findings. Let's go through the criteria. Number 1, granting the variance will not diminish the value of surrounding properties.
True.
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 The variance will not be contrary to the public interest.
True.
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 Denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship to the applicant upon proof that, A, the zoning restriction as applied to the applicant's property interferes with the applicant's reasonable use of the property, considering the unique setting of the property and its environment.
True.
True.
True. No fair and substantial relationship exists between the general purpose of the zoning ordinance and the specific restriction on the property.
True.
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 And the variance would not injure the public or private rights of others.
True.
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 Number 4, granting the variance would do substantial justice.
True.
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 And 5, the use will not be contrary to the spirit and intent of the ordinance.
True.
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 All right.
I make a motion, we approve the variance as presented.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. So, thank you. I really appreciate it. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing
It'll be
that
a
Alex is
great
doing. It's going to be a beautiful addition and serve a great
Absolutely.
function in the community.
Absolutely. May I have those pictures if everyone's looked at them? I'll
Yes.
put them in the file.
The only issue that I have is, it's too bad when a butter shows up and does a better presentation.
I know. No, you did a great presentation, but the abutters presentation.
He's not getting paid either.
Yeah, that was very thoughtful, Frank, very well thought out. So, and all these points were very thoughtful too, Kevin, that was presented to us.
Now you gotta give him his check.
So, okay, well, do we have any unfinished business?
Can I resume my seat now?
Oh, yes, please do, Elmer. Okay, thank you. Good luck.
We need to vote on officers.
Thank you.
Or can we wait till, for
You,
1, 2, 3, 4? Do we need to wait till we have everyone?
this is everyone that's.
Okay, or, I mean, it's-
duly sworn in at
Happy
this
for
point, so it's up
somebody.
to you.
Somebody to relieve me. Anybody wants to step up?
I think, Madam Chair, you're doing a great job.
I make a motion that we continue with Patrice as the chair and Butch as the assistant chair.
I second that motion
Okay, all in
wholeheartedly.
favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, so we'll put that under unfinished business.
Thank you very much
Yeah,
for your
thank you.
selfless service to the community.
Okay, Joe, vice chair.
Nice, okay,
Go home yet?
all right, and we need to vote. Any new business? You have to tell us anything.
No, ma'am, there isn't. You do need a vice chair, though.
Oh, we have Butch, we
But
did.
we voted
moved
both at the
Butch.
same time.
Oh, I didn't hear that, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, it was me and then
One
Butch is
swell,
vice.
one fell swoop there.
Sort of like hot
We're
potato.
streamlining, right, we're streamlining everything here tonight.
Wonderful.
All right, so we took care of postponing the next meeting, or the meeting that was supposed to be continued to this evening. Do we have any communications? Okay.
No, just that letter from the attorney
Yeah, we got
on
that.
that point.
That's in
so-
tonight's
okay.
packet. That was in
That's
tonight.
right.
Yes.
Okay, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
Omer and Howard, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Thank you,
Want to
everyone,
make
for
sure
coming.
you're.